computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know some of you it's late, some of you it's very early. Let me know how sound levels are. Can you hear my voice good? Music level? Good, good. Awesome. Morning, morning. So, today's stream, we'll be doing the idle and run animation. Or chicken dude. Chicken time. It's chicken time. And I haven't touched anything since last stream, so didn't do anything behind the scenes, haven't prepped anything. So, and I'll try to take it a bit slower. Brad Frey, hey. I'll try to take it a bit slower than maybe last, since it's animations, a bit slower than last stream, so we can all follow along. We could perhaps do the idle twice if you guys want, the run twice, or different versions. We'll see how it's gonna go. But first off, we're gonna take whatever character you made last stream, or if you have a character you want to animate, then use it, and you can post in the Discord later, and I'll take some at the end of the stream, and I'll go over what you could do to improve, which areas and everything. And since we got quite a bit last stream, I will prioritize the super chats. I think that's a good way to separate it, but I'll still try to get many done as possible, but might be a bit longer since it's animations this week. But yeah, let's get started. I pinned that also. I pinned that, so if you're looking for the Discord, just check the pinned comment. And let's get started. So last week we made all these characters, and it was pretty clear that everyone wanted to animate this dude. So we're gonna do idle, run, slides, jumps, attacks, death, but this week is just gonna be mainly focused on the idle and the run, and we'll see how that goes. If it takes too long, we'll push it into next. We can always add more streams to the schedule. I think I have 5 total, but we can always add more if we need to. So I don't want to rush anything if we don't need to. So first, let's make a new canvas. I start them 192 by 192. It's just a square. You can start on 200 by 200. It won't really matter because we have the size of the character, and the size of the character is around 32 by 32. Let's just see. Maybe 24-ish by 24. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy that character, and we're gonna make a ton of layers here. So just Shift N. We'll make 7 layers. It can be 8, it can be less, but I think 7's a good. And we're gonna paste it on number 4, just in the middle somewhere. And we'll just set them up in the middle. And we're gonna take that palette. This is the Apollo palette. If you go to lostpick.com and type in Apollo palette, you can grab this palette. And I'm just gonna paste this palette here, just in case we need to use it. And now we're gonna start organizing. So this back one will be background, and then the layer the character is on, we're gonna do, we'll just call it the body layer, and then we're gonna separate this. So everything right now is on one layer, and we want to separate the gun, bag, maybe his gobler thing and his legs and the back. We'll separate everything. So let's begin with the gun. So we know the gun's going to be in front of basically everything. It will be in front of the bag, it will be in front of his feet, it will be in front of his body, and in front of his head. So we'll go to the top layer, name this one gun/hands. We're going to take both hands with it, since they're not really going to be separated. And we'll go back to body, and I'm going to use W and just click on the gun, click on any color of the gun, and then hold shift, click on the hands, and click on every section. There's many ways to highlight this, but this one's the quickest and easiest to highlight the whole gun. Just hold shift and click when you have W on. And W is the magic wand tool. You can also go up here and click on the magic wand tool, shortcut W. So you can use that and click on the entire gun, color by color. Then we're gonna Control C, so copy it. Oops. Control C. Gonna go to the gun layer, Control V. We're gonna paste it, and then you can toggle the body to make sure it pasted. So now we know it's on the gun layer. Then we're gonna go back to the body layer, and it's all gonna still be highlighted. So just hit delete. And then you can toggle the guns and hands, and then you can see it's now on a new layer and should be easy to work with. And we made our first mistake, which is not including the knife of the gun. So let's go ahead and grab that and paste it on the gun layer as well, because it doesn't really make sense to separate those. So we've pasted it on the gun. We did the same thing. Control C, Control V, and we'll go back to the body layer and we'll just delete that. Now if we toggle, and we have everything. Control X to cut, yep. So now, since we've got the gun out of the way, let's go back to the body. And we can fill this in. Go ahead and fill the missing parts of your sprite. And it doesn't need to be perfect because there's a gun in front of it. But yes, where's the color palette? It's here. I'll grab it. I'll post it. I think I can Google it pretty quickly. Here's, oops, I don't know if that link will work actually. Let me do that again. But if you just Google Apollo palette Lospic, it will be the first one. So you can grab it there. Thank you, no worries. So let's continue. We have the gun and hands separated. And now let's get the bag out of the way. So let's do the same thing, magic wand. I like these colors. Make sure you get everything. Control C, paste it. We'll paste it on this layer. Go back and delete. So now we should toggle this, and the bag's on its own. Hello, Anka, how's it going? One thing we can do, now we can toggle this, and we can just extend this a little bit with the color. It's behind your character, but we may as well make it full in case if it pops out in any areas. Now we have the bag, body, and gun on separate layers. So I think we'll make 2 layers for the legs, and we're gonna put them in between the body and bag. And separating the legs is great because when you're animating them, you can just use the V tool and kind of move them quickly. And I'll explain that more once we get to the run animations, but let's do leg 1 and leg 2. So I always name them leg 1 and leg 2, and for me, leg 1 is always on the left side, leg 2 is always on the right. That's just what's ingrained in my head. Bunny, hey, just followed your tutorial for smooth animation and created my first pixel animation. Thanks a lot for the great video and help. Thank you for watching and supporting and jumping in on the stream. That means a lot to me. Yeah, so leg 1 is always on the left, leg 2 always on the right. So that leaves us with jumping to the body layer again, and I usually just take, for this leg, I'll just take a chunk out of it, like this, copy it, paste it on leg 1 layer, go back to body layer, and delete it. And you can toggle to make sure you did it correctly. And you can also fill in just a little bit here. Since they're the same color, you have some play when you move this leg. So if you use V and you move it around, it's gonna still connect nicely. And you can just do it quickly. So double check everything works. It looks good. So let's do the same thing with body. Will you add this video to your channel? This will be in the live section. I'm gonna keep this entire series up until the series is done, probably, and then I'm not sure what I'll do. I might leave it up for a while, or forever. I'm not sure yet, but for sure all these streams will be online for a while. I might not condense them or anything, so it's not super convenient all the time, but the whole stream will be up there if you want to follow it later and join in on the next stream. So we copied leg 1 or leg 2 from the body and then pasted it on leg 2 layer. Now let's go back to body and delete. And let's double check the leg there. Let's turn off the gun to see. Yep, perfect. And then we can go back to the body and let's just fill in this color a little bit, like so. And now we have the legs done, the bag, the body, and the guns in hand. And I think we'll make a few more layers, and one will be his Ninja Turtle rope thing. What are they called? Bandana. And his gobler. We'll separate that so we can move that around quick. So let's go, and I think we might do the head itself. So let's do 3 more layers. So the head will be above everything. Nobody takes time to do a live stream or video series to teach. My mother gave me a life, but Penusbmic gave me the wish to live it. Thank you. It means a lot. I like doing these streams and helping as much as I can. It's good to share whatever knowledge you do have. So let's separate this head. So the top of the head will be the highest layer. So let's just take all of this right here. I think that's good enough. And we can turn off the gun. We can turn off everything to see what we're highlighting better. So we have just a big chunk of his head. And we should probably get this one too. Oops. Whoops. Let's just redo that. Let's do magic, or let's do Q. Q is the lasso tool. So I'm just gonna come around his head, highlight as much as I feel necessary, and copy, and paste. Go back to his body, delete it, and then you can toggle his head on and off. We can go back to the body and fill in some of this, just so we have some leeway when we're animating. And how much you want to do is just depends, but I think that should be a good amount. Like so. So we want the gobbler above the head actually, so I lied there. So we'll just name this the gobbler. And we'll go to the head. We'll use the magic wand, highlight this red, Control C, jump to the gobbler layer, Control V, jump back down to the head layer, delete, and you can toggle this, and you're going to see the head now has blank stuff underneath, so let's just fill it in. Like so. So now we have the gun, the gobbler, the head. Nothing on layer 5. That will be the bandana thing. And we have the body, leg 1, leg 2, and the bag. So now we'll just say the flappy thing. Since we're not going to separate this part of the bandana on his head because it's not going to move. It's not going to move very different than the head, but this thing will be flapping while we're running quite a bit. So let's make sure we're on the head layer. Oh no, this would be on the body layer because we haven't moved it yet. We're going to copy, paste it on the flappy thing, go back to body, delete it. So, and this is technically, this will be behind the body, but probably in front of the bag. So we can just move it one behind the body. So flappy thing's behind the body. So if you do Control V, it's gonna be behind the body, but in front of the bag. And I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And we'll go to desktop, art, theme stuff. And we'll just name it Chicken Dude. With 2 O's. Yeah, what Z says, layering is the best part. It makes everything so much easier for animation. Yeah, Scar was in that folder. Organizing is gonna save you tons of hours later on. This, when did we start? We started out at 11, and you can do it faster than this, but we pretty much have everything set up now. So gun, gobbler, head, body, flappy thing, leg, and background. The background we can just, let's just do a random color here, and I might turn it down a bit. So now we have our chicken dude. Might turn that a bit lighter actually. Background doesn't matter right now, but we have a character. And we are now fully set up for animation. So if anyone has any questions about layering and setting it up for animation, now is the time. I'll give you a few minutes before we actually start the idle, but yeah, if you have questions about this now, ask away. I'll read some comments just in case. Yeah, I don't know if gobbler is the right word for it. Let me look up chicken gobbler. What's it called? Maybe it's not called a gobbler. But I like the gobbler sound. So we'll keep it as gobbler. Scar says, if there's anything missing on the original pose, should we draw one on a new layer? Yeah, if you're missing something on the original pose, you can always draw it in later. I would do it on a new layer, unless it's something like, say if you animated, you know, the run, animation, attack, and you wanted to switch up the gun. It would be a little tedious. Say if you wanted more lights, you could add this, but then you would just kind of go frame by frame and add it. It would be tedious, but it wouldn't take too long. So okay, let's get started on the idol then. So first thing, I like to start with the I make a new frame, I name it idle, and I always keep the original frame as the first frame, just in case I need to reuse it, and it's always there, so I can just like quickly go to it, copy it, and nothing's changed. I know this is how I originally set it up. For the idle, I think with the flappy thing, we're just gonna have it lay over the bag and kind of lay back, and maybe it swings back and forth. Mainly because if you have it flapping like it's windy, if you're making a game, the whole game would be essentially windy, so everything you put in that game would need wind effects, and that's just kind of tedious. So we're gonna animate this character as if there's no wind, but obviously if it's running, it's gonna be generating a lot of movement, and it's gonna be flapping all around. Muhammad says, maybe a general question, why do you prefer no outlines over outline? I do no outlines most of the time, but yeah, what Z says, you can add it pretty easily. You can always go, when it's all separated like this, bit trickier, but if you have, say, this character, you can always go Shift O and add an outline like this, and it can be like that. So it's really easy to add an outline, and you can also add outlines in Engine, so I just tend to do it without an outline. But I know outlines are pretty popular. And if you have a character like this, the easiest way to do that outline would be hold everything and hold everything, copy it, and then flatten those from the top. So this, flatten that, and then do the outline on that. Might be a better way, but that's how I would do it. Because I think if you highlight all this and then do Shift Outline, it's gonna overlap a lot of things. So it's just showing it on the gun now, but you can see the outlines going into this mold. And if you go OK, you're gonna get a lot of weird lines. So let's undo that and let's focus on the idle. So like I said, the idle, this flap is just gonna be hanging over the bag, and we'll do that last. So right now I'm just gonna turn off the flappy thing completely and just focus on the body, bag, and the gun, because the gobbler itself will animate later, but we'll quickly move it with the head. And the main focus with the idle is moving the body itself and having everything react to it. So like the gun and the bag would be secondary motion to say. So let's go ahead and make a new frame. And I like to call this first frame, so this number 2 here, the first frame of the idle is kind of the middle ground. So how I like to do it is have a middle, and then I go up, and then I go back down, and then I'll hit that middle point again, and then I go low, and then I come back up and hit that middle point again. So we'll do it one by one. So duplicate your frame, and then on that second frame, let's just move the head up with the gobbler. And to move it quick is hold V, which is the move tool. You can get it right here. Move tool, V, and you just hold it and click on whatever you want. And so in this case, the bag, we'll move it all around like this. So you can see now his head's moving up. Like so. So right now that's good enough. So yeah, group it, duplicate it, and flatten it, and then add outline. Yeah, that's how I would do it, Z, with separating all of these. Or you can just wait until the end of all the animations and export a sprite sheet, and then you can do the outline in the sprite sheet. Both are fairly simple, just a couple extra steps. So now we have the second frame, and I'm actually gonna let's do a new layer and call this the guide line for, we'll just call it guideline. And we're gonna make these always connect. So the guideline, let's just make a white background, maybe. And well, maybe we'll do this at the end because we'll do it in steps. We're gonna do like a 6 kind of frame idle, and then maybe an 8, 10, 12. We're gonna do a bunch of different variations. You can see the difference between the smoothness from 6 to 10 or so on and so on. So okay, second frame, we move the head up, and we're gonna duplicate that one, and let's move the body up as well, and maybe the gun. So now you have the body and gun kind of reacting to the head moving up, and then we can also do the bag. If we want to do the 6 frames, we'll do the bag. If I do 10 or 12, I might even we'll adjust this a bit. But for now, we'll do the bag as well. So we move the third frame, the body, gun, and bag move up. And adding in those extra little pixels for the legs means we don't need to touch the legs. So now we have the first frame is in that middle ground, the second frame moving up the head, and then kind of the rest is adjusting. And you can see the difference. So oops, if we were to not move the bag, keep the bag kind of on this frame and make a new one, then have the frame up, you can see this is just kind of a better feel, but aiming towards 10. So actually, new idea. We're gonna start with the 10, 12 frames. We're gonna aim for around there, so quite a bit of frames. And then when we do, I'm gonna show you how to take away frames and do like a 6 or an 8. So kind of show you what ones you can take away to quickly make less frames. So it's kind of backwards, but I think it's easier to explain the idle if you're going for 12 in from the start. And there's different ways to do this, but this is kind of how I do it. I kind of work up and then go down. So you can see if you toggle through the frames, you're going up, and then if you go back, kind of looks like it's just like going through it, but it's in a reverse, so it doesn't look perfect. So we're just basically going to now reverse it, but have the secondary items. We're going to have the secondary items kind of follow through, so they'll be lagging a bit. So let's we can change these frame properties or cell properties, and we can change the color of them. So let's do the mid. The mid color will be green. So anything in the mid will be green. And then these ones that are high, we'll call them the high layers. We can do these ones orangey. And then we'll do mid layer. So now he's at the peak. So orange is at the peak. He's at the height of the idle. So now we're gonna do new frame, and we're gonna change these to the green because he's going back down to the green color. So we'll do the green, and this will be the head going down. So it's basically the same as these three, where the head moves up, but it's moving down, and then the gun, bag, and everything else will follow. So let's then duplicate it. So now we're working on, I'm gonna actually delete this. I usually keep this, but for reference when I'm talking, I'm gonna say, okay, now the 6th frame, so it's not so confusing. So how do you color layers? To color layers, you just highlight a bunch or single one, right click, cell properties, and then you're going to see this user data tab, and you can toggle it on and off, and you can write, you can change the Z index, color, and put in some stuff for user data, and you just, to change the color, you just click on it and drag, and then it's kind of like the color picker, and then you let go. So now we're on the 6th layer, and the head, so from 4 to 5, the head moved down, and the guns will follow. Or, sorry, the secondary items will follow. So the gun drops a bit, the bag will drop, but also we're gonna start making the head drop a bit more. So it's like, it's a continuous motion. It goes up, then it goes down, the bags drop, and the head's gonna keep dropping. So we can either drop it here or make a new layer, which we are because we're doing 12 frames. So it's gonna be, everything's gonna be a bit slower. So the head's gonna drop on this layer again. So now we're at that bottom. So the head's at that bottom state. So we're gonna change these cell colors to, we'll do bottom will be, we'll just say blue. So the green, the head's in the middle. Orange, head's at its highest point. Green, head's in the middle. And blue, it's at the lowest point. So now we're at that low point. And the guns drop on the 7th or 6th frame, and then head moves down again. We're gonna duplicate it. Guns will drop, or the secondary items like the gun and the bag will drop, and you could even make the body drop at this point. So we'll just move some of those pixels. So here we move the gun and the bag separate. So maybe perhaps we do it separate. We keep it separate here as well. So the head drops, the gun drops, the bag and body drop. Let's do that. And then gun drops again. So we'll do one more frame of blue where the bag drops. And we're at a good point of 9 frames, and the rest the last 3 frames will just be working to get back up to this idle. So just like if you watch the attack animations, you're just moving from one point to another, but because they're so similar, it's kind of harder to follow. Like there's not a sword like behind the guy, sword in front. It's not like a big clear pose. So it's just like a lot of subtle poses. In this case, there's like a mid pose, high pose, and a low pose. So that's just kind of one way to look at it. And you could just like start, you could say there's 3 key poses, the high, low, and mid, and you could just like make those 3 and then work your way to it. So that would be pose to pose animation, and we can do that afterwards. But the way we're doing it right now is kind of just what's it called? There's pose to pose, and then there's straight ahead animation. So this one's called straight ahead, and we're just literally doing it frame by frame, which is harder for a lot of things, easier for some things. Like it's way easier if you're animating a ball. That would be straight ahead. Yeah, let's do a little demonstration. So say you have a ball, and we're just gonna make a ton of frames. Creating like this would be straight ahead, and this is going to be very rough, but you get the point. So this would be straight ahead, that doing it frame by frame. But if you did say if you were like, I want this ball, this is a key frame, you would never do this with a ball this type, and then you want it over here, you would like fill in the frame. So you would do a new frame and say, I want it here, and then you would duplicate or get a blank one here and do it here, so it would slowly connect them. And that's how I do attacks and a lot of different animations. But for particles and stuff, and in this case an idle, I prefer to do straight ahead animation. I hope that wasn't too overbearing. But yeah, so where were we? So we start in the mid, we go up to the high. Everything, the secondary stuff goes up to the high, and then we go back down to the mid, and we go straight into the low pose, and everything kind of follows. And then we want to work our way back up to this key pose. So let's go ahead and delete or duplicate this. You can change these cell properties. Go on the screen. So we're going to move the head, just the head up. And now you can see we just need to get 2 more frames to make it like that. So we got to add another frame where the gun kind of comes up, and then the 12th will be the body, because the bag will kind of reach. Oops, we did something wrong. I think the body looks a little off, but let's see how it looks overall. We haven't messed with the frame rate or the frame speed yet, so let's go ahead and highlight them all, frame properties, and let's go 75. And you can see here we have a little idle, and you can see, like I said, something happened with the body along the way, so we can figure out that because it looks a little glitchy in a spot, and it's right where I thought it was. So we did something wrong, but we can go in and figure that out. So let's dive in. let's go on the body layer and keep the frames ready. So we start, goes up, body goes up, stays up, comes down. It doesn't come down, so we didn't put it more down, and then it went back up, and it went, okay, so we figured it out. On the body, head went down, body never went down. So let's do the body goes down with the gun, and then we got to move the body all the way down, and then it comes up on this frame. So now the body was down, and then it comes up one after the front, after the gun, let's say, and then the bag comes up. So there, perfect. Is this some sneak peek of the new playable hero on Bullet Bunny? No. we could add a chicken to the game, but it's not a sneak peek. He's actually a little bit bigger than the Bullet Bunny guys anyways. So it would change the hit boxes and everything. But this is 12 frames. And you can see it basically goes total there's 6 frames of it being mid-level, and then 3 frames at the peak, high level, and 3 frames at the low. And this is just a basic, this is a pretty basic idle animation. You can add a lot more. Some things to make it even better is to add some sway in the gun. But what we're gonna do is add the bandana kind of, oh, we lost it. Oh no, we didn't, we still got it. So we can work on the flappy thing and the gobbler to really spice this up. And overall, just check, make sure all our work makes sense. So let's review everything. The gun comes up, stays up, goes down. Maybe we want it to go down there, goes down again. And you could add a little movement here. Say if you have the gun down and then it kind of bends. See how that looks? Might not look great. And then it comes back up. So let's just do the full movement. Doesn't look good at all. So we'll keep it as is. Gun's just moving up and down. Yeah, the gobbler and bandana will increase the cuteness factor by 12. One thing I like to do with the body, I know I want to improve, because everything else I think is pretty good. The head and the gun and the bag, we're not going to do too much movement with. But to just give it a little extra smoothness, we're going to go to the body, and we're going to do a little technique where when it moves up, all the pixels on the side don't move up at the same time. You can see it move up here. But when it moves up, let's just delete these two, and then delete one. So they kind of come up at separate times, and it just kind of gives it a little bit more smoothness. Makes it not so robotic. And then when it goes down, we can do the opposite, and we can keep them and move down, and we can keep one here, and then it moves down. So it's the opposite. They're kind of staying, and doesn't look too bad. Maybe we'll add one more pixel here. And then when it moves up, we'll do the same thing over here. Delete those two, and then have it come up slowly. So this mid one will come up, this pixel right here, and then it will come up here. So let's just see how that looks. It just gives a little more like it's like a breathing effect, kind of. So some more experiments we can do before we get into the flappy thing at Gobler is we can give a little more bounce to the bag. Let's check how that looks. So let's start at the beginning, frame 1, and move up. Bag goes up, and when the head goes down, we can make it jump up a bit, and then come back down, goes back down. It's the bottom, the peak, and when the head goes back up, it goes down, then comes back up. So we're giving those 2 frames where the head starts moving and the bag is jumping to that spot. It's actually going to go further, so going to go past the position it wants to be in. So it will look like there's more bounce to the bag. Might be a little too much, but it looks okay. One area I don't like is right here, so we can clean up the bottom of the body. So let's go to the body, and we'll get the eraser tool. Make this more fluid. Here it goes up, 1 pixel gone. Looks okay. Comes down. 1 is here, and then a lot come into play. So let's make sure there's only like 1 pixel adding at a time. 1 pixel and then 2 pixels. Looks good. Comes back up, and then all of them disappear. Let's just make 2 disappear, and then 1 disappear. Let's add them to both sides, and then 1 there. So that should look a lot smoother. Comes down and comes back up. So let's play that, and so it's kind of like expanding and showing more or less or so. Don't forget to save. Yeah, sometimes you save so much. So looks good. I think the gobbler and the flappy thing will increase the cuteness, like Z said. So let's go ahead and tackle the gobble thing. So this one will be tricky. I hope it works out. But what we want to do is basically have the gobble sway from side to side. So we need, at one point it needs to be all the way to the left, and then goes all the way to the right, and then return to the left. So we have about 6 frames to play with to make this go all the way. So frame 7, I think, or frame 6, we want the gobble to go to the right, let's say, and then when it comes back, like frame 12, we want it to be all the way to the left, and then we want it to get all the way back to the right. I think. So to make it easier, let's do frame 1. Frame 1, we're gonna jack it to the left, and then frame 7, it's going to be all the way to the right, and then it's going to come all the way back to the left by frame 12-ish, so it kind of can loop back in with frame 1. So let's try it out. Let's see how this works. So frame 1, let's see. Let's see how will this look now? It might take a sec to I want to make sure the gobble still looks presentable. I like to make sure the swaying peaks are pleasing to look at, because those are kind of the ones that stay there the longest. That makes sense. So it might just be that. Let's try it. We can always undo. So it goes back, coming through, and then number 6 we want it to be, or number 7 we want it to be all the way. So this is the fully extended. It comes in more, sways back this way, and then maybe it comes out that way. And then we basically do the same thing, getting back to the left side from this situation. So maybe we'll make this one kind of big. Comes over, comes in, comes out, and this one maybe stays a bit. But 8 be coming back in, comes down, comes over a bit, and then over a bit, and then this will be kind of a duplicate of 1. Yeah. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. Looks pretty good. We got the sway. Figured out the sway. But I think we can add a little bit more, make it look like the upper half is moving a bit more. So let's see what we can do. I think we can take away this. And that might add a bit more. So I'm going to go to this side. Take away that as well. Comes back. So let's see how that looks. Maybe it needs a little bit of love on the top. Maybe when his head comes back, head goes up and it kind of comes a bit like that. So it's a little bouncy in that sense. Maybe goes down, goes down, goes down, down. Head goes up. We delete there again. Slice. Comes up. So let's see that. Not sure about the top, maybe too much movement in the top. Let's undo all that. Maybe we bring more to this side. So like that, and then comes over. And maybe this side a little thicker. We're just kind of trying things out, seeing how it goes. Yeah, that looks. Oh, I think that looks better. Looks like there's a little separate piece. I know the gobblers have like different like parts to it. I think that looks better. Big Wander, hello. Pulse triangle, 10 out of 10. I just clicked into this and thought it was someone in a chicken suit bending over a criminal. Looks heavier. Yeah, that looks better. Is there a little twitch in the bag somewhere? Am I seeing things right now? Maybe the top. Maybe it's just, maybe we remove the top thing from the bag and see how that looks when it goes up. Maybe this won't go up. I think that's throwing me off too. But maybe the down one looks good. Down. Yeah, that looks. Maybe the double bounce wasn't a thing because I think I'm just undoing the little bounce. I think it looks a bit better without the bounce. Yeah, that looks better. Now he looks like he's ready to. I think the gun has something too. Let's go double check. So I usually double check, and I think we got sidetracked with everything. So let's go through the gun frames. So it goes up, up, pause, down. Goes down. Maybe it should go down twice. Yeah, I think we need one more down somewhere in there. Up, up, pause, down, down. And maybe some more down. Maybe it pauses too long at the bottom. Let's see what we can do about that. Up, boom. It's that bottom. Oh yeah, there's a pause at the start, eh? It goes up, pause, down, down. Up, pause. Up. So it goes. And he starts going up, 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 pause. Maybe this one needs to go up. Oh no, I think I just messed up something. Let's keep going. Up, up. Pause. It looks good enough. We can yeah, good luck Scar on the exams. Let's save that. And so everything looking good. We can always make minor adjustments to some of the sway, but the bag, the gobler, body looks good. The gun, it looks good enough. There's a pause when moving up. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, pause. Like a double pause. One, 2. I think I had, let's see that. Okay. Yeah, we can fiddle with things later, but that looks good. That looks good. So now let's do the band. So the flappy thing is going to be not waving in the wind. Hey Ben. Chick dude looks awesome. Thank you. Thanks for joining, Mirko. If you don't know, that's the dev for Shogun Shogun Showdown. Everyone say hello. Say hello, Mirko. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. So yeah, let's do the flappy thing now. So now the flappy thing we're going to want to tackle, it's going to be a little different because we want it to hang over the bag, I think, for this idle and kind of sway back and forth. So same kind of approach as the gobler. So let's do, we're going to be altering this, but we always have the original one right here we can grab. So let's go and just kind of have this hang. Maybe we'll just erase it and do it from scratch. So we'll have it hang kind of over, and this will be like so. We will use this darker blue here and I know, man, that's Toby. For those who don't know, Toby's one of the devs for Random Access Mayhem. How's it going? It's going good. Thanks for stopping in. So two devs jumping in. So everyone say hello to Toby. So yeah, we have the flappy thing now hanging over the edge. So that's where we want it. So we're probably not going to touch this top part at all. It's just going to go with the bag. So what we can do now is link all these cells. So if you highlight them and link the cells, it's going to basically just copy and paste. And we can highlight them again and unlink them. Now we can move and alter all of them as we please. So I'm going to use the M tool, which is if you go to this one, shortcut M, rectangle tool. So I'm just going to use it to highlight this. And well, you can see the flappy thing is yeah, it's behind the body, so we're good. We're going to keep it behind the body. It stays on the bag there. Stays on the bag there. It goes up one. We'll move it up. Oops. We'll use the V tool. We'll move. Right now, let's get the movement of it, and then we'll do the sway. So moving it, we're basically just guiding it along the bag. Go up and down. Bam. Bam. Like so. And now it's just kind of following the bag movement, like so. And we'll give it a nice save. So now we're going to do the same thing we did with the gobbler and kind of just sway the flappy thing. And it should be fairly easy because we can kind of just follow the exact same guideline as the gobbler. It's kind of acts as like as a guide. So let's just find a position we like. I think that looks good. Maybe something like that. You can always alter it. And I'm going to turn on onion skin for this because we know we might need it. And it comes in. And comes in. Grabs it more. And then it's in the kind of middle position. And then it is in that middle position. And then 6, it's kind of now going out. Coming out. And then we can have it extend all the way on 7. I think 7's the biggest on the gobbler. So we can then start working our way back towards the left side of the sway. So coming down, maybe we'll move that in. We'll come back to it. Comes down, coming to the middle, and maybe where it's popping out. Goes all the way. So let's moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. So the sway looks pretty good. There's some pixels that jump out to me already. You can see I think it's around frame 1. I can see it pops out a little too much. So let's clean that up. But he's swaying. So let's take away this. Just kind of condense it a little bit more. And the sway looks good. Not sure about the sync between it. Yeah. The sync, you could offset it, so we could offset it pretty easily. So let's go ahead and save it. Let's do a quick offset and see how it looks. We can compare. Man, oh man, Toby says, I'm always amazed how much life you can add with so little. Yeah, it's so fun adding so much with so little. So we can duplicate this, the flappy thing copy, and we can just now, so you can make it completely reverse, or we can go, let's do these 3 frames. We'll start, or we can do all of them. So 6 frames, let's just move these 6 frames over here, and then we'll copy these 6 frames, put them over there. Make sure you turn off the old one. And now we'll have to line them up. But do we think, see, have a trick. You know the trick. Do we think being completely opposite is good? Or do we want to offset it kind of randomly? Say put the frames kind of randomly start. Maybe we'll randomly start at frame 9. Let's try that. So delete that, and we'll do the same thing. We'll duplicate that layer. We'll delete all these frames, and let's start we'll do 4 frames and start it at frame 9, and then we'll copy and paste 5 to 12 and paste it up here. So this would be offsetting by a few frames. This is 4, so we can now try, let's try doing 3, maybe 2. Let's do 2. So put those at the end, grab the other 10 and place them. 2 looks good. Two looks pretty good. Let's just quickly line them all up. Quickly. Like so. And that's a little offset. And that looks pretty cool. So I think we're happy with that. And if you're following along with your own character, you can always try different combinations, offset it by 3, see how that looks. But yeah, we have a chicken warrior dude, Rambo the chicken. I'm gonna take a quick washroom break, so I will be right back, and then we can start tackling the run, perhaps, or sorry, we'll do less frames. See how we can tackle that. But yeah, be right back.
computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Okay, we're back. Let's move along. So, like Z said, these secondary motions, I know taking them off are gonna like take like things away from him, physical things. Like doesn't really look good without his gobler. But if it would say it was static the whole time, it wouldn't look as good. So these secondary motions, like the gun and bag itself, are good secondary motions, but those ones that kind of do their own kind of animation, have their own life, those are kind of crucial to really giving a character life. So it's good to add, and there's so many different ways to add them. You can have you know, like ears, like flappy ears, big flowy belt with something, or chains. You can also do things like let's do an easy one is kind of energy, electricity flowing. We can do something on the gun. This is an easy one to kind of like showcase power, and that's just like making pixels kind of crawling over the gun, you could say. Like so, and you kind of just fade away slowly, and you can have like another one start over here. So just little things like this can really bring a character so much life. Let's see how those look. Let's throw on the background. But simple things like that. And add a lot to the animation. We don't need the electricity for this guy, but just to show like little things we can do. Maybe delay the tip of the flap going inwards. Yeah, there's a little thing with the flap that's throwing me off, but we can quickly see. But we should move on. I'll move along. Oh yeah, it jumps from there to there pretty quick. Turn on onion skin. Does a pretty big jump. And then that can stay maybe a bit more. Not a huge fan on that movement, and then it comes back in. That probably looks a little better. One last thing throwing me off with it. Let's see if we can tackle it. It comes in, comes out. It still jumps quite a bit from there. Let's see how that looks. I think it's because it's going up and it looks kind of long there. Looks kind of long. whatever, small details we can always adjust later on. But let's go ahead and move along. Let's do the final result. Let's copy and paste all this and highlight one of them, flatten them all, and we'll call this reflection, and control V that reflection, change the opacity, and then make sure everything's highlighted on that layer, all the frames, and then use the V tool and place it down. Like so. Now you got Chicken Warrior. James, hey James. Yo, curious what your rates are for commissions for a Vampire Survivor style game. My rates are usually around like 50 USD an hour, but I haven't had commissions open for a while. I just have a pretty swamped with a couple projects and Bullet Bunny. But yeah, I will definitely. Oh, what's that? I will definitely post about if my commissions are open again. I see something weird here. Let's see if we can find it. Look at that. Fill it in. Another one. Hey James, yeah, I remember. You're doing plantologist, I think. I think that's your game. But yeah, let's get started with the run. Yeah, thanks for joining, James. Planetologist. I think that was the one. Thanks for joining. So we'll do the run, and then if we want to do alterations after, or different versions of idols, if we have enough time, we can do that. But let's focus on the run. Let's save that, and let's take the first frame, since it's the original, I believe, other than the flappy thing, and then we'll make a new tag and we'll call it run. RUN. And we will change the color. We'll take away the reflection layer, as we'll do a full one at the end again. Let's change the color to the normal for now. Oops. And new layer. Run again. I messed something up. So with this type of character, this is how I would approach the run. It would basically just be like a bounce, a hoppy bounce. First thing I'll do is delete the flappy thing, because that's gonna be its whole thing. The gobler, it's gonna be a whole new thing as well. But we'll just keep this one. We'll move and we'll adjust everything later. But yeah, basically the run, how I do it, this will be an 8-frame run for this character. This is prime, like 8 frames is what I love to do with this type of character, because it's basically just 4 frames of a hop, and then he tilts a bit, he turns his body a bit, and then 4 frames of that hop as well. So 8 frames, and it's just gonna repeat that. And then if there's a bigger character, I would do bigger hop, so it might be 5 frames or so. But this guy's perfect for this kind of 8-frame hop. So what I do is I do a new frame, And that this first frame, it's going to be body and everything is going to be on this line. So we'll say this is the ground. Body is on the line. So bring everything down. Bring the head, bag a bit down, and the gun can stay there. And then he hops up. So he's hopping in the air, and then once he's in the air, there's going to be one kind of frame of movement. So this third frame here, which is the 15th here, we can move his head up a little bit, and then we can actually copy and paste the 14 because he's going to be going down. So it's basically just a hop. You can see here, he's just simply hopping, and that's what we're going to build off of. And this is a very different approach than a lot of run cycles, but it's an approach that works with this type of character, and it might suit whatever character you're working on. But I thought I'd tackle this because I probably do this little bouncy run, I don't even know, 80% of the time, and it usually gets good feedback. And for these type of characters, like this chicken was made for this kind of bouncy run. So we have the bounce, and then we can just work with it from here. So when he's bouncing up, the bag's probably going to shoot down. The gun's probably going to be down as well, somewhere around there. And then it shoots up. Then when he goes down, everything's kind of going to be delayed a bit. So now you just have this kind of bounce. And like Z said, walking, running, there's so many different ways to do it. And it all depends on the character. Like if you have a character with long, skinny pixel legs, it's going to be a way different approach than this kind of stubby chicken with short legs. But now you can see he looks like he's banging his gun. He looks angry. We can start cleaning up some of this. We can take away that pixel. We don't need it. And he looks like he's trying to run, but his legs aren't moving. What is the chicken holding? He's holding a big gun with a knife on it. And once you're done that, we can copy these 4 frames and move it over so we have 4 frames, and it's just going to be doing the same thing. But instead, we can start by moving the gun. So, and you can do this by just highlighting these 4 later frames, holding V, and moving it 2 pixels over, let's say. Oops, I did something wrong. I moved 1 frame. I was supposed to move all 4. So now let's make sure all 4 frames are highlighted. Hold V, move 1, 2. So now you can see the gun is kind of doing that in out run, and we can adjust this. Like you could actually bring the first frames in 1 and have more of like a sway to it. You could bring all the frames over as well, so it's like tighter to his body. But this is already looking like a run, just besides his legs are moving. So if you were to imagine his legs were kind of doing the run movements, it would look okay. So next in it is tilting his head and tilting the bag, and that will give the run quite a bit of love. So let's go ahead and do that. So and you're only going to tilt it on the last 4. So first 4 are going to stay as is. Last 4 we can do 1 frame, and then we can kind of copy it and paste it over these ones. So The gobbler we can turn off for a sec. So, and you kind of want to mess around with what will look good. So we're basically going to be moving everything over one. And you can move it over twice. That might be enough. So it was super simple. All we did was move the eye over with this one blue pixel. And then move this kind of shadow line over. And it was so quick we could just do it on every frame if we want. Move the eye over, just so you can get an idea. Move the eye over again. Move this shadow line over. Pop the beak out. Move the shadow line over, pop the beak out. Pop the eye over. And let's take a look. So now his head should be his head will be doing a slight little turn, and we could do this a bit more. But it looks pretty good. Let's see how it looks with moving 2 over. And I'm just gonna copy and paste it all and just name it run tests right now. So let's see how the head looks with the eye moving a bit more over. And we can just try the eye. Like so. You can also adjust, yeah, like Z said, we can adjust the top of the head as well. I think that might be better movement. So let's do the top of the head a bit. Maybe we adjust it like that. Let's see how that looks. Moving all of this over. Let's see. That looks kind of cool. You can really see the movement. Let's compare them. So you can barely see it here. This is definitely more fun, I think. Any votes in the chat? I think this is a better direction to run test. Let's take that one. Okay, let's do idle, and then say, okay, let's run. Boom, 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 boom. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with where it's at. We can mess around with the bag now. We can tilt it. And then we gotta adjust the gobbler as well. So still a bit of work to do. Let's see what we can do with the bag. Maybe let's try some crazy amount of jump. Bring it all the way down. Comes up. Goes super far down. Comes up. Too much bounce. Perhaps too much bounce. Let's undo that. I think we had a good amount of bounce to start with. So let's tilt the bag then, and let's see how we can kind of make that tilted. One way is to bring it kind of out more, and we can change these so the the Z order, so the Z index, if you highlight them all and right click, the Z index, if we swap this to, maybe we won't change it above. Let's keep it normal and we'll just delete some of the body. I think that's an easier approach. But if, say if you delete some more of the body, it looks like the bag's coming over more. Delete some of the body everywhere. See how it goes. See if we're happy with that. And then we can make some adjustments to the bag. Perhaps, oops, we can just make it longer in general. See if that looks okay. I think we might need to add a little detail to the bag to make it look like it turns more, instead of just trying to use the colors we have. So maybe like a button. Say there's a button there. Please help me. I'm very new to this kind of stuff. It's bogging me down. I don't want to use asset because I like yours very. Basic assets. Yeah, if you need help, just ask questions, join the Discord. We got a lot of good artists in there that will help. I'll help as well. Feel free to join. But yeah, so let's do a little detail, and we'll have to add that detail on the bag everywhere. But it could be a little button, and say it's on. Say it's like the button's somewhere here on the main frame. It's there. On those four, then it kind of gets turned. Maybe this does go out. Let's move this back in. It's bigger, so it looks like it turns a bit more on the bag. Well, this might not be the detail we're looking for, but let's just maybe too big. Let's just make it shift over like this. So erase single on this side, because we want to create kind of like an illusion for the eye to make it look like it's turning. So we need some kind of little detail, and I'm not sure this is detail we want. So delete all that. But also we might not need to, because we're gonna have the flap going on and it's gonna distract a lot of it. It's gonna distract a lot of the run. It's gonna take the eye, gonna grab that attention. So maybe we don't need to. We can leave it be as for now. And let's work on the legs. Make it, yeah, we can make it darker. So the legs now, when it's at its low point, so this first frame and fifth frame of the run test, the legs are going to be kind of like crossing. And this front leg, we're actually going to drag up above the body. So we always have the foot kind of above the body. Then when it pops out, these legs are going to be, back leg's going to be pushing backwards. Back leg's going to be pushing backwards, and this leg's going to be pushing up and off the ground. So this frame, the third frame, we have onion skin on. You can see the leg is right there. It's going to be pushing more back. We can push it even more. This leg will be going more forward. Kind of blends in with the hand. That might not be a good thing. We can address that if it is. And then the fourth frame, this darker leg is going to be kind of stepping down. That it's going to hit the ground, and this leg's going to be coming in, and this is the passing. So they're going to be hitting and passing. And we might mess around with these quite a bit, but once we get it kind of in place, we can start messing around with it. So together, kind of, I forget what they're called, but this is like the crossing frame, and then where the legs are crossing, and then there's like a follow through and everything. Up, then it comes down. We hit, and it's going to be coming, and then we're going to want this leg on the second half. So the 4 frames, the 5 to 8, it's going to be like the opposite, where the dark leg is going to be the one pushing back off, and this front leg is going to be going up. So we're just kind of switching them now. Be in place. That leg's going to be way back here, and this leg's going to be coming down. And we can bring this a bit more in front. So let's see how it looks. So it looks like he's doing an aggressive walk, but that's okay. We can clean that up. But this is like a pretty like funny looking marching down the road. But we can definitely clean this up. So to make him look more like a run, we can take the back legs off of the ground. So let's go through, and it comes up. Maybe these legs come up here. Comes up a bit more. Maybe we have one frame where it slides. Comes up, back down, slides. Big slide here, too. Then it comes up and down. So looking less like a marching walk and a bit more like a run. So we can adjust those a bit more now. Pushing up, and let's take this one off the ground as well. So then we have 2. I would move that leg on top of the body layer. Which one? I moved the leg one above the body, if that's the one you're talking about. So this one can then come up. You want both legs? You think both legs above the body would be better? The closer one to the eye? Yeah, that's what I had. I had the closer one above the body the whole time. I think that makes most sense. That comes down, comes up, comes down. So looking more like a run now. Let's see. I think we can improve for sure. So let's turn off one leg and just follow the path now. So let's see the path of these legs. The leg that's the crossing. It pushes back. Maybe we need more pushback. So push back there, comes up, and then let's have it come more down and slam down there. Slam down in the middle, and then it kind of is coming up for the slam down back there. So let's see that path. Something's a bit off. Something's a bit off. Comes down. Then we want to push off of 2. So let's try to figure out what is a little bit off. Let's check leg 2. I think leg 2 looks good. You kind of see this foot here. I think it's just leg 1 is kind of. Let's start cleaning up some of these pixels. When he comes, we're not going to see it there, maybe. So I think we're a little off with the front for sure. And we're coming down. Okay, so back leg looking okay. There's one spot, perhaps. I'm not entirely enjoying. Leg 1, maybe. So let's see what we could do. Leg 1 is in the passing and it kicks back, right? And he comes up. Down. So I think we had the loop a little off. We had the loop a little bit off. But that's looking a little better. And it's just kind of... Can't you do one leg and alternate timing for the second one? Yeah, you can 100% do that. That's the easy way of doing it. You can draw a path too. Let's see if we can make this more aggressive though. So he goes up, pushes back, then he comes swinging forward. I kind of want a big stomp. But I guess you don't see the stomp really because of the gun. Back foot kicks off, goes. So let's try to make the back foot kind of more. But I think that's a little smoother. That's a little smoother for the front leg. I think that's okay. And then leg 2, we will bring it up. And then we're not seeing it there. Comes back, forward, not seeing it there. Maybe we see it right here, but maybe it's too might be too much like noise happening. Yeah, maybe we won't show the second there. But we'll try. We'll try. I think we need it there. Pushes back. Up. Right there. So like so. So that's like a marchy run, but bouncy. But it looks okay. And runs can always take, it can take a bit to get all the kinks out. It's kind of just like fooling around until you kind of get something you're really happy with. Roar Rayo. Yo, what's up? Love your stuff. Thanks. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining it. like this looks pretty cool. We could definitely do something where looks more like a dash run as well. This is like an in between a run and a walk, perhaps. But yeah, let's do the gobbler. Let's work on the gobbler. Well, let's move away from the legs. We might have ideas pop up for the legs. And I'm just gonna do quick kind of movements with the gobbler. We'll try a quick sway. So kind of like what we did before, but just like super quick. Oh yeah, I did not adjust the side movement. Not yet. Adjust, 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 adjust. So it'd be cool to make it like kind of like, looks like it gets a bit chubbier. So he's down, so it all hit the ground and then it comes up. So it's kind of like skinny. Try to make it look really skinny. And then it kind of settles down a bit. Gets a bit chunkier. And then on the way down here, it gets even. Let's see how that looks. So this would be the skinny one. We'll see how it goes. Might not be the best, but. Oh no, I was working on the head layer. For how long? For how long? Oh good, only one frame. Let's see that. That's amazing. Gobble gobble. I didn't expect to like that so much, but I like that gobble gobble. So basically it's just hitting, like once you hit that bottom kind of where he's resting, then he bounces up aggressively. That his gobbler or whatever it's called, wattler, what do we say? It bounces up and then it kind of like compresses into the ball and then kind of chills a bit. Then it comes down and it does again. Move the gun and fix the invisible error. Yeah, we're gonna get invisible errors. And that's what we should do, since the gun will probably be on a separate kind of layer. So that one looks good. Comes up. And then fix these ones. Comes down. Up. This one might be okay. Toby, it's a pen-centric morning for me. Watching the stream, making level 2 floors. Can't wait to see level 2 floors. I can imagine the effect. There are special effects. Yeah, he could be a fun one to work with. So yeah, maybe he's like a chicken on guard, you know? He's guarding and he marches to another tower. Boom, 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 boom. With his little bouncy gobbler. So let's do the flappy thing. We might do a couple different things with it because he's not moving as fast as I originally thought I would have him move. But basically, let's do a new layer and I'm gonna do a guideline because these can be quite tricky. But let's bring up my windy flags. And this is something I was doing a while ago. But with windy flags, you do like this, we'll do this one. It's kind of like it's like an S. You imagine the S kind of like, or sorry, the S would be more so here. Comes even quicker. And then the S kind of like, this area kind of blows out. And it blows out even more. And then like it eventually just becomes a U. Okay? I don't know how to explain it very well. But I will try my best, and then it starts forming that S again. And then like so. I love that you have to use your own assets as a reference, yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of like an S turning into a U, and it repeats, and hopefully we can make it smooth in 8 frames. I think that's going to be the challenge here, is making this kind of smooth with 8 frames and bouncing. So let's see what we can do. Hey, if you're watching this video right now and you haven't yet, toss a like on here. Helps a lot. It does help a lot with reach. So I would appreciate that. Toby says, how do you decide how many frames to use? With doing a windy flag, I don't. I just will do it and line it up, and it doesn't really matter. Like for this case, if it's a flag, I just go with it because it doesn't really rely on anything else. But this runs are typically 8 frames is a good amount of frames for a run. It's typically what I do for this size of a character. Bigger dudes would be 10, 12. But yeah, this is 8. So this will be the battle, is getting this to look great with 8 frames. This one might even be good, kind of more chaotic. It's like more like a flap on a side. But yeah, let's try something here. We're just gonna use a reference kind of flap. Let's try. Let's see what we can do. So we'll start with a kind of a little S here. We'll turn on onion skin. We'll kind of get a bigger S. Bigger. Maybe I think we need bigger than that. And you can see it's starting to turn into a U already. Let's do quite a big U. maybe. And then when it comes down, we could, so here's where I'm thinking we could either restart. We can either restart kind of the S and kind of have it flap pretty rapidly, or just go through with 8 frames and kind of have it loop back into the S. Onder says, just joined your Discord community. My brother and I are getting into pixel game dev. Absolutely love your content and art style. Thank you for all your effort you put into teaching this stuff. Well, thank you for joining, and definitely share your stuff you and your brother are doing. I'd love to see it. And the Discord's been bumping lately. A lot of devs talking about their projects, giving feedback. It's been cool to see. I've been away all week in the last couple days, so it's cool to jump back and see all the progress people are making and all the new games that are being posted. Fun time. So yeah, let's see if this test will look great. So we did the big S going back into the U, and then we can kind of we could restart the S right now. So let's see how it looks. Just quick test copying this. And we're gonna need much more movement. So let's try a different approach. Where we're gonna be using pretty chaotic. I think 4 frames. I think we might make this 4 frames. So let's kind of copy that one, and then have it that way, and maybe middle, and see how that works. So basically what I'm doing is a bunch of quick tests, because this isn't something I have on a lot of my characters. I have capes, but they're bulkier and react a little different. So this is okay. I don't think it's where we want it yet, but we might be able to mess around with this quite a bit. We might be able to mess around and get a result for this that might be usable. Move that in a bit. Turn on onion skin. Move that sort of inward. Bring that. Let's see where we're at now. It looks like that would be passable, but it's not great yet. One thing that would give it a lot of motion is the head movement. So these might be move more inwards, and then it expands more when his head is tilting. So let's see how that. We can make it a bit more aggressive. Let's see how that looks. And then we'll keep messing with it, experimenting with ideas. So you can see how these two are kind of like the same. This section here is in the same spot. Let's adjust that. I think that would make it better. Pots back out way out here. Coming down. Maybe too aggressive on the head tilt. So let's move this back out. These 4 frames back out a little bit. And again, looks okay. I see one spot that's really jumping out to me. It's that. Maybe it was that. Bandana's flow and pen's only weakness. Yeah, apparently. Go in and out, and let's go up. So let's refocus. Let's scrap that. Didn't like how that was turning out. Let's try something else. Let's try to go with the body a bit more. Let's keep seeing where we're at. And I go down. I think that's a smoother pattern. So I think if we keep smoothing out this will be a nice pattern. It's a so he goes up. Yeah, I think we're in good shape now. Maybe there's a couple wee ones that stand out. Maybe this. Comes up. Yeah, something like that. That's a good little. That's a good little challenge with that amount of frames. Kind of just messing around. But yeah. Let's see. There's still definitely spots to improve. I like how this one folds into this one. And then this one can be more, perhaps. Yeah, that helped. I see where that helped. Maybe this one is more. We do have that coming in. Then it comes up. This one might be too aggressive. Let's chop that down a bit. Let me come up. So I like this one. Let's copy that one, put it here. Maybe alter it a bit. The cookie just got back from exams. Love your streams. They are awesome lessons. Thanks. I hope you did well on your exams, and thanks for joining. So I think that's in a good shape. A little bit of a struggle, but that's okay. But I think it's in a good shape. We can add a bit of shading to it, like the original has a. The original's way longer. That's okay. We can adjust. Might look weird. Yeah, we might have to adjust. So we could either make it longer and struggle a little bit more, or Or we can just shorten this up. This flappy thing. 1, 2. Oop. Put the bag in front of it. And 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I could highlight this all, but I'm already in a groove. 3, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then he runs. So that looks more. Still maybe looks a bit longer here, but that's okay. Cluck Cluck is gobbling along. And we'll do some shading here, but before then, I'm going to take another pee break. We are 2.5 hours in. We're making decent time. So I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Will we ever get the cluck cluck kissing anime? Probably not, but that would be funny. Cluck with the Glock soon. I think we did. We did his brother with a baseball bat right here. He would be funny to animate. But yeah, let's keep. We can add some shading to this flappy thing. I did it on here, so let's merge these layers now. Merge down. copy thing. So let's get that shade and we'll go lock alpha. And we can just shade a bit on here. And then shade a bit there, shade a bit there, there, shade a bit there, shade a bit there, shade a bit there. So I'm just shading where it connects to the head to say, and then we'll kind of shade where it would be back. So here, I think this is pretty much all forward. How many colors did we use? 2. This is like inside a bit more and it comes up maybe. Comes up. This might be darker down here. So and that looks pretty good. Chicken dude, ready for battle. Okay, so we got the idol and we got the run. Are we missing anything? So yeah, I said we would like cut down the idle, and I'll show you ways to do that, and then like we can mess around with that. But yeah, if you are in the Discord, submit your stuff. I will go over some if you want. For those that want, it's in the pinned message, the Discord. Submit it in do the animation showcase, perhaps, or the art showcase. I will bring up some now. Oh, this is Scar put in. This is Scar's design. So no animations there. We did that one last week. But if anyone has any they want to go over live on stream, I'm down to do it. I know the animation is a bit harder to follow on stream. So I'll wait for anyone to flap theirs in the stream or on the Discord. Until then, we can mess around with this. So you want less of an idle, or less of a run. We'll do both. If you follow this exact format, you can delete some frames easily. What channel on the Discord? You can do it in Animation Showcase in Chill and Pixels. That would be a good one. Dude did the idol. I will drag that in. So I I got dudes in, did a yeet lizard. But yeah, so with a run, you definitely want these first frames. So 1 and 5 where it's touching the ground. And then the kickoff. But you don't necessarily need, I would say the third frame the most, because you can still get it like a really quick. It's not as smooth, and you would need to adjust the bandana and stuff. But those are the ones I would start with. You can always test removing some of the other ones and seeing how they look. But you would need to do some alterations for sure with the run, since it's such a bounce built around. But you can see like that looks like a real walkie walk. So that's what I would do with the run. With the idle, the A spray file, yeah, the A spray file's easier to for me to put in, so A spray file works. But yeah, the idle as well, you can, when it hits the high and low points, you can definitely delete those ones, and it would be 10. Again, the sway with the gobble and the flappy thing will look off in this demonstration, but you would just need to adjust those. But that would be a 10 compared to a 12. 12 is just a little bit smoother. And you can go even more by getting rid of 2 of these frames, I think, where they're kind of like the head's all level there, and then it stays level there. So if you got rid of 2, that would be 8 frames. And you can see even the gobble and the sway is looking good, but that's just a quicker version if you wanted to do that. Comparing it to the 12, that's just a little smoother. Flowing pretty good. I bought your courses on itch. Great, by the way. Thank you for buying and supporting me. Means a lot. And then if you want to go 6, I probably wouldn't go lower than 6 frames. You can again delete the peaks of the orange and blue, so the high and the lows, and you'll probably get a really quick idle. Again, there's things you could do to improve this 6 frame idle, but that's just a way to start. If you follow this tutorial and you had the 12 frames and you don't think that goes with what you're looking for, doesn't fit in your game, you can cut down and you can easily take out those frames and get to 6 or 8 or 10. But this is a nice 12 where they're looking pretty smooth. But yeah. This is some designs by the Cookie. Who's the Cookie? These are really cool designs. I like how you did this lizard with the wings, different shades. This guy's really cool. All these designs are cool. The robot's really sick. This guy with the green spear in there is awesome. Great job. I would love to see like this guy animated right here, this flying guy. I know we didn't cover the wings in this idle tutorial, but it would be cool. Even this guy would be cool with his big swords. Scar says, how do we move legs for human-like characters during the idle? I would do very little leg movement. Maybe if they have something baggy, like baggy pants, you can do some subtle movements, like a pickle pixels or two, but for the most part I wouldn't touch the legs. But awesome, Cookie. I would love to see some of these animated if you follow along the tutorial soon. So cool. Let's go to Yeet. Yeet did I believe an idol, and I like this dude. Or this is the run. Or dude. The dude. Dude in Discord did this. Oh, he sent the A-Spray file. Let me download that so I can see the frames. Yeah, the layers look good. I was gonna say. Jabba. Messy content. Oh, Big Wander in the live chat sent this one. I'll open this one up. Yeah, any more? Send them over. Yeah, dude in the Discord did this. Great organization, it looks like. So you got 10 frame idle, which is really cool. I really like the idle. It's jumping around. I think you can have a bit more movement in the head as well. Let's see what we can. The head goes up. Keep the body. Well, the cloak. So the cloak and the torso. Okay, let's get those down. Then he jumps down. But this I really like the lizard design. It's super cool. The weapon, let's see what. Move the weapon up, move it down. Oops. But I like his little bounce from side to side. It's cool. See if we can adjust the head a little more. But yeah, this is sweet. I loved the design. I think a little more bounce could really make this character really stand out. I like your shot too. Shot, you got some good follow through with the head. And the gun looks good. The jump looks cool. This is like a little particle. And the walk, run, I think these are all for testing. But great stuff. But yeah, a little more head bounce and movement. And this is perfect. But it was great to begin with. Thanks for sharing. Let's check out Mod Farm. Who sent this again? Oh, Big Wander. Big Wander in the chat. These are cool designs. Oh my god, all the items. Sick stuff. These look cool. Flop idol is awesome. Skull is good. Rabbit breathing is awesome. This zombie is cool. A bat zombie. This is amazing. That is such a cool cool design and idea. The eye is cool. Of magma turtle is cool. I love the bat design. This is awesome too. This guy's scary. This is a cool style as well. The attacks are looking cool. I like this zombie attack is awesome. Oh, great stuff. This bunny jump is so cool. Flop jump is awesome too. And the skull as well. So cool. Big Wander. I like all these idols so much. These are all unique too. Super unique jobs. I love it. Let's see if there's any more. Art showcase. New, oh, here's one. New character animation. This is from HPT on Discord. Not sure who sent it. What in on their YouTube name? Whatever your YouTube name is, let me know. This is, but it's HPT on Discord. And Scar sent an idol as well. Open that. Oh, William, that's me. Okay. So William sent this. And William said I put an animation in, struggling with the walk run animation. Made the character during last week. So let's check it out. Right idol. This looks great. 6 frames. It looks like you have everything down there. 330 seconds. So slow. Let's see how it looks. I just want to see how it looks on normal. Cool design, first of all. I like the design. I like the colors. The gun looks really cool. I think this guy's a size. He's at a size where you could definitely add 12 frames for this guy. But this is, you did great with the idol for 6 frames. And I think with the, I think one thing you could do with the breath is let's do a new layer. Let's call it breath pen. And blink. So you had it kind of come out, you breathe, and it goes down, and it's quickly disappearing. I think you could do something cool like have it come out here, and it's like a blob, and then it kind of turns into a single line, and then go back to that one. Which looks pretty cool. If you speed this up as well, let's do we'll just go down 100. The gun is so cool, Big Wander. And if you had, let's say if we had 6 frames for this, so let's go through the idol. Goes up, goes up, gun comes up, 3rd frame, and goes back down. Let's add a frame here, and kind of we'll erase all my breathing because we'll add that in at the end. So we'll hold this pose for a sec, and he starts to go down. Body head goes down, hold it. So let's go through it all again. Up, up. And then I think it'd be cooler to have the head go down first. The head goes down. Let's move up the guns. The arm. So head goes down. And the gun goes down. The head and the body. Then let's move him down again. Let's move everything down. One more time. It goes down again. Then this will down. And then he's going to want to come back up. So move it all down. Move the head up, body, and his hands come back up. So let's see how 10 looks. So, oh, I didn't hold the original, but this is the original but left. You can see this gives a little more breathing. And I can send this to you as well, William. But sick design, and you have the idle right idea. I just think this character, if you had 10 frames for the idle or 12, just really gives him more life, like he's breathing. He's a big tank breathing, you know. But let's give him some breath. And I can send this file to you as well. But he's badass. So the idle, I'll send this to you as well, and you can mess around with it a bit more. Even adding a couple more frames. If you get to 12 and really make it look like he's breathing, it'd be awesome. I know you said you're more so struggling with the walk. Let's see. So I'm at, this one's at 100 milliseconds. That's generally around the frame rate you want to be. I'm gonna put the walk there as well, the right walk. And I see you started off pretty good. And then when you get here, you started off pretty good. The right leg comes down, they come back, cross over, back. So you basically want to do the same thing you did with these ones as the one before. I'm just going to take away those. These legs are swapped, so that looks good. And then you want to do the same things here, so I'm going to copy these. And are the legs on the same layer? Yes. So let's quickly do something. They swap here. I'm going to swap these colors quick on the legs. Oh, are they on the same layer? This color we want over here. Over here. And then it's going to be, so that's a starting. So you William, you did everything right. You should, but you just needed to repeat that the first four frames you did, just repeating that to get the walk. And I like what you did here with the body kind of coming in. You could give more bounce to the gun as well. Let's do that quick. So this is when both feet are touching, that's kind of like the ground pose. So let's put this kind of low, get some bounce. And bounce. up a bit. Maybe we can even make it comes up a bit, walks, jiggles there, comes down. And you can do the same thing with the head as well. So let's check out the head. Kind of give it more bounce, so it goes up, up. Maybe it comes down, up, up. But yeah, you were on the right track, 100%. You did the walk, first 4 frames perfect. All I had to do was copy those, and you can do some tweaks here. Go through the frames. But yeah, you did. You were on the right track. Just needed to get the second half done. Haven't separate. Yeah, that's okay. But looks great. So let's compare the right with the left now. So great stuff. Yeah. I will save this and I can send it to you and you can build off that. And if you're in the Discord still, you can definitely ask questions. Let's go to desktop art, same stuff. And this is William. What was your name in the Discord? HPT. Okay. Save that and I can send it after. I don't know if Sprite will be on Mac. I don't know if they have plans for that. So this is Scar. This is a character he made last stream, and we did some tweaks live, and this is the idol. So 6 frames now. This looks pretty good. If 6 frames are what you're aiming for, this is great. If you want to add more, we can go ahead and add more. And again, it's just like delays on kind of the peaks and the lows. So that's the mid, high, 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 mid. So there's no low, so we can add a low. Goes down, and then we can add kind of head going there. Body going down with the arm and gun. And we can hold it. That will come down. And then you can make the head go back up for 10 frames. Yeah, Z says sweet and simple looks good. Your 6 frames looked good. Everything looked. Oh, Sprite is on Mac. Sweet. Everything looked good with 6 frames, but let's mess around and add some 10 frames. I think I moved the gun in there by accident. And did you ask about the legs, Scar? I know someone asked about the legs, but we could do some subtleness to this. Oh yeah, okay, it was you. But yeah, the leg. I can see what you mean by the legs looking a bit static. So we can go ahead and Bro, will you provide the A-spray files for these tutorials for the viewers? That would be great. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can do that. So, goes up. So what you can do here is one kind of like what we did with the chicken body on the idol, you can do the same thing where it kind of like when it goes up, that goes up, you can, or let's do, so we're going to be adding a little, I think. Head goes down, and then we can, let's remove some from the legs. Start off with this leg here. And thing is, so on this outside you remove, and then on the inside we might add. So it goes down, let's remove that, and then also add here, maybe add there. So we'll keep these all the way until he starts going up, and then we can remove one. Just which one is the question? Perhaps that one, and then remove that, and we can actually add. We can add to this side as well, just to get kind of subtle movement. So, and this kind of gives off like a breathing effect. Let's see how this leg looks. And you can do a bit more, like if you mess around. Yeah, I'll send the file back to you, like Z said. You can see from this distance, so say if you're playing a game, it looks like more like the legs breathing. So cool little effect, and you can even move these purple things a bit, like kind of like knee pads. I know I didn't, but I think you get the idea with this. I can leave the other leg for you, and you can kind of follow along, but you can see how that looks a lot less static than beforehand. So I will save this one. Same stuff. Our idle. But great stuff, Scar. I think you nailed the 6 frames. It looks great. I swapped it to 10. You don't need to use 10. Just do these little subtle movement of pixels. Basically, when it's going up, it's taking some away. When it's going down, it's making the leg thicker on the bottom. And it appears like he's breathing more. So, pretty cool. Good stuff. Excited to see this character fully done. Like with the run and the attacks and everything. So cool stuff. Let me check the Discord, see if we have any more. We have Dan the Assassin, Little Hat Guy idol. Open this one. Oh, Little Hat Dude. Yeah, I remember this dude. Dude was fun. We got, oh, it's a zip file. Let's open them both up. So in Audito, that was the goblins. And I think that's... So I think that's all of them. So let's do these ones and we'll probably call it a day. Good stream though. So a few more. So let's go, let's save this. Hopefully this guy's saved. Scar, we did that, we saved it. So let's look. Okay, this is Dan the Assassin sent a little hat guy, and we did the idol. So perfect. So you have 8 frames, and we got 2 high frames, 2 low frames, and 4 mid frames, which adds up because if you're bouncing from 2, you're gonna have 4 mid frames and so on. So let's see this. Everything looks pretty much perfect. Let's see your speed. 150. So I'm gonna put that down to 90. Looks perfect. I think all the movement looks great. Yeah, it says if possible, I appreciate any sort of suggestions for the movement. For the like move or for the run cycle or movement in the idle. But yeah, this is good. Run, yeah. So the run, okay, we'll focus on the run since you nailed the idle. I think there's, C says there might be a glitch in the middle. So let's follow everything. You go up, cape comes up, you go down, cape comes down, go down, cape goes down, up, up. I think for everything looks great. Oh, I took Discord off streamer mode. Probably just that. But yeah, this looks good. We can focus on the run. I think so. Let's take this frame. We'll do the run. I think you could get away with kind of the same with this character because it's kind of a pretty cute looking character. But you could maybe have the head a bit forward. And then pops up. Let's say this leg. Comes forward like that, and then we do one more up. We're getting that bounce, but I'm not doing, I know I just did the bounce in the stream, but let's just do it a bit quicker, and then this one would come, everything would come down. Let's just see how the bounce would be. But now it's basically getting the legs quick, which can always be tricky. You get the bounce. One thing you can do for the hat, I feel like this character is pretty cute where you could have the hat kind of come over his eyes a little bit, and then it pops up, and then when it comes down, kind of like the hat is bouncing on his head. You could do stuff like that. And then, of course, this would be a bit more, maybe like this. And one thing we won't really touch is the cloak, since that's like a whole thing within itself. But I think, Dan, if you shift this and then shift it so the eyes and the hat and the cloak perhaps shift on the next 4, this would look pretty cool. Let's do, I'll give you a brief like cloak movement of one color. But yeah, I really like this character's cool as well. But the cloak, I'm gonna draw over your cloak, but I'm gonna give a rough movement of kind of what I would do. And have the cloak up a bit more, and then down. So this movement going up, kind of like the gobler we did. And that's a real rough. You can make this more flowy and bouncy for sure. But you kind of get the idea. You make it a bit more. So this frame, the second frame would be really like stretched out. Then it comes up, and then this frame up here could be really flowy and bouncy and big. And then when it comes down, it kind of settling into place. And then yeah, bounce up like so. And you can add a little bit of, you can add like another smaller ball, because that was basically just a ball bouncing. Add another smaller ball, kind of doing something over here. That last frame is a bit too far out, but like something like, maybe the second ball isn't a great idea, but and I think that's for your first 4 frames. And then if you shift it, you can get a pretty cool little walk cycle. So I'll save this so I don't spend too much time, but next 4 you can mess around with. So let's save as. This is Dan. And but great stuff. I like this character a lot. See a scar? The next stream is it May 4th? What did I put? Oh, I might need to adjust that. I don't think I meant to put May 4th. It might be, I kind of want to do the midweek. Let me see what I posted. Oh yeah, I did May 4th. Maybe we'll adjust that to May 1st. Didn't realize it was so far away. So we'll do May. I'm gonna adjust it, be earlier, so everything will be shift forward. Oh, May 1st, a holiday. We'll adjust it so it's not on the weekend. But yes, so let's so these are Z's goblins, but not animated by. This is in Audio Studios, I believe, did the animations. I think we got more stuff in the the server as well. I'm gonna open up a couple more. So I think this will be it. We'll go through these and then we'll call it a day and get ready for the next stuff. But yeah, so let's go through the goblin. I think I saw your video with these camp stuff and it was pretty cool. So these are just fun. These are so fun. I don't think we can improve these at all. These are just good. Yeah, a little more flow on the ears. But these are just fun little animations. I saw your video of them in the base camp, and I don't think any average gamer, I think 99% of gamers would never nitpick anything. They would just be like, these are cool animations. And they love them. Super cool. No, yeah, no one would ever notice. You could make subtle improvements to this, like Z said, the smoother ears and everything, but no one would ever notice in-game. Great stuff. Let's see the goblin sword. Just looking at the sword. So fun. I love little... I love little idle animations like that. I should start adding them in some of my packs more often. But great stuff. Let's move along to the last one. And this was from Ethan, I believe, right? So great organization. You can see we have 12 frame idle. You got the 3 peak and the 3 low. So let's check it out. This looks super smooth. I don't think I have anything. This is great. The idle is great, Ethan. I see this random pixel somewhere from the leg. We can always just erase that, I believe, unless you wanted it there. But this looks smooth. It looks like you followed it to a T. Idle is great. Some things you could add some hair movement with this bun. I think that might be fun. But this is just like little improvements. I think the character is done well regardless. And this would just be like minor stuff to give the character some life. Some more life, because it already has a lot. That wasn't the best example for the hair movement. But great, yeah, the what's this layer? The scruff. Let's go through the scruff, because I think I noticed one. I think this one kind of threw me off, but let's see. Let's go through. I think too, keeping this kind of dark towards the end might be a bit better. The wand too looks great. But yeah, great stuff. Not much to change here. Like Z said, there's little spots you could, but no one will notice. Like overall, your flow is nice. The hair would be cool. I just did a quick one there, but you could definitely improve that. But yeah, really cool. Let's check out the run. Yeah, what Anders says, if it's idling, I would have the electricity on the pop go up and down instead of be on the top. I think easy way to do, if you have this in game, Ethan, is just the VFX. Turn that off, and then the glowy as well. Turn that off, idle it, and then have a separate animation of just like the electricity, and have that sporadically go off, and that would be cool. Just like the idle, have it go off every 5th animation. It would be really cool. The run, let's go through. So let's see without the legs. Let's see how your bounce is. I think the bounce, let's go up and then down. So you generally want to go low, mid, high, mid, low, mid, high, mid, low, mid, high, mid. And then we can clean up the bag a little bit. The bag is low. Thumbs up. And then down. Thumbs up. That. But that's good. You were very close with everything. I just adjusted the body's bounce a little bit, and then the bag to complement that. I like the head movement here. The hair looks good too, how you moved it back and forth. I think a little bounce in the hair would improve that great, and that would just be like the same way you did with the bag, because you did the bag well. Just bounce the hair. But yeah, you said you had trouble with the legs, so let's take a look at the legs. Let's see them both. So let's turn off, let's look at one, see what we can do. So goes back. So you kind of want to, this leg, how I started in the stream, kind of have it more towards the middle. This is the crossing, so frames 1 and 5 would kind of be like where the two legs cross paths. So we have that, and then it kind of, second frame it pushes out, and maybe it pushes out. This character might be a little different. Looks like this is more of a walk. And then you can say starts coming over, leg coming over, and then comes down here, and then brings back to the mid. So you can see it's kind of like this loop now. And looks pretty good. Looks like she's walking nicely. You could also bring the stick and make it go up and down and kind of follow the path. We can quickly mess with that. This is the last one, I believe. So for the leg, let's see leg 2 now. I think you might have had leg 2 done pretty good. Leg 2 looks pretty good. I think someone mentioned in the stream you could duplicate this leg and kind of basically offset it. You could basically, we could erase all this. Someone mentioned this in stream, and I didn't do it, but it is an easier way. And you can copy the first 4 and then paste them at the back. And then copy the last 4 and put them at the front. And then we can take the color of the old legs, the darker one, and we can just go through and figure what one it is. So that's just a quick way. We just duplicated the leg and kind of offset it. Sometimes you can make some adjustments, but you can see how it looks smooth enough. But there's definitely some improvements you can do with duplicating it. It can kind of look a little more or less natural, but still looks good, and it's a good kind of like guideline for you if you want to just go in and make some areas smoother. And one last thing we can do with the staff and hands is you kind of want to, you can try to line it up with the, when it hits the ground. I think it hits the ground, and then when that foot hits the ground, and then maybe it back, comes back, and you might want to put this behind. Put this behind the body and legs, perhaps. And then coming up, down, and then we can push this back a bit. And then come back. And this might come up as well. Or was this coming down? Let's see how that is. I think I might have gotten mixed up there. Yeah, definitely got mixed up. I was kind of going through it fast, but got mixed up. So let's backtrack. So we hit the ground, comes back, big swoosh, comes forward, comes up, and up again. But I think this might be a bigger loop, where it's kind of just like walking. Down, swoop. Maybe this even further back, before it starts to come up, and then it starts to come up. Let's see how that looks. But yeah, just kind of more like the walking stick is following the foot patterns a bit more. But this is really good. Like, you killed the idle. I think you were pretty close with the run. I know you said you struggled with the legs, but I think if you follow just the leg 1, you can do leg 2 even better than what this duplication did. But great stuff, Ethan. And you could try to give some bounce to the hair. Great character overall, though. Great job. I will save this and send it over as well. Sweet. with that, I think it's a decent time again. But yeah, let's end the stream. Thank you for everyone who joined. This was a blast. And next week we will tackle, I think it's the attack. And I'm gonna adjust the dates a bit. But yeah, thank you for everyone joining. And I'll see you on, we'll see. Not on May 4th, before May 4th. Take care, everyone.